All right, what's going on, everybody? Gen716 back here again, and today, man, we got to talk about this Kansas City versus Tennessee Titans game. This was a really, really good football game. Um, I'm not surprised by the result, to be honest with you. I didn't choose a winner because I honestly didn't know who was going to win, but I felt like Kansas City was the better team. I felt like they were the better team, but Tennessee, what they were able to do the last couple games, especially around the ball with Derrick Henry, I just didn't know what the result was going to be. But Kansas City, man, first of all, shout out to the Chiefs organization. Shout out to Andy Reid, one of the greatest coaches ever without a Super Bowl win. I mean, I think he's one of the greatest coaches of all time, but he just never gets that respect because he just doesn't have a Super Bowl ring. Taking two different organizations to the Super Bowl, the countless amount of conference championships that he's competed in and that he's won. I mean, it's ridiculous. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes. Shout out to Sammy Watkins, former Buffalo Bills Sammy Watkins. He hadn't had a touchdown grab since week one, and he came up, had one of the best games, definitely of the season, definitely one of the more important games of his career. So shout out to Sammy Watkins. Shout out to Frank Clark. Shout out to the Chiefs organization and the fans, because you guys are going back to Super Bowl. So yeah, I kind of spoiled it. The Chiefs did beat the Titans. We all know it, 35-24. And the Titans, man, they started up really hot, 10-0. They started really hot, 10-0. Derrick Henry was running the ball really, really fine. You saw this offensive line push this Chiefs defensive line back 3-4 yards down the line of scrimmage. Derrick Henry was doing his thing, had a 13-yard long touchdown run. The Titans implemented a lot of play action passes, and they just implemented a lot more pro style. A little bit of pro style hybrid spread type concepts in their scheme. They started to throw the ball a lot more in this game than we've seen the last two games. A.J. Brown was getting a lot of catches. You saw Corey Davis implemented in the game plan. So, hell, you even saw an offensive lineman, a guy, I think his name was Kelly. Great play call by the offensive coordinator, and the offensive lineman, Big Boy, was able to get a touchdown, which put them up 17-7. But this Kansas City team, man, I said it last week. This is just a resilient football team, dude. I mean, they were down 24 points to the Houston Texans. They have been, and there have been a lot of cases where they've been in almost every single scenario you can think of. They've been up big, they've been down big. They had to fight through a lot of adversity, whether if it was injuries, whether if it was horrible play calling, whether if it was terrible officiating. They fought through every single type of situation you can think a team has been through, and for the most part, they've gone through it, and they came out of it unscathed. This team is something special, man, and they deserve to be in the Super Bowl. I think that this is the best team, because the Ravens, they were pummeled by the Titans, and they couldn't come back. Their offense couldn't come back. The Patriots, the same thing. We saw my Buffalo Bills, right? They choked. They were up 16-0, and they choked because they just couldn't handle the big lights, the big and bright lights. They just couldn't handle it. The Chiefs have gone through every situation, and they've just come out unscathed. This team is just, man, really, really good. So just the resiliency of this Kansas City Chiefs football team, man. It's first of all, it's all about coaching and the personnel that you have. And, man, again, the Chiefs, man, just did it again, man. Being down by 10 points. And then not once. They were down 17-7 at one point. So they were down by 10 points twice. And they still came back and fought through. And in the second half, when they were up 21-17 in the first half, they came back in the second half and they dominated. They completely dominated the second half. Once again, just like what happened against Houston, the same thing happened here. They completely dominated. But I will also say this: a huge reason why I think Kansas City won this game was because of the fans. Home field advantage is everything, right? There's a reason why the Patriots. There's a reason why they've done the way that they've done, man. I mean, I don't think the Patriots have never. I can't remember the last time the Patriots won a Super Bowl when they just didn't have home field advantage, or even been to one when they didn't have home field advantage. Home field advantage is everything in the playoffs. And especially in a team like this that gets home field advantage, you can tell the fans they did their thing. They supported their team, and man, you can tell they gave a lot of momentum. They gave a lot of energy. Arrowhead Stadium, they gave a lot of energy to that Chiefs sideline, to the players on the football field. Man, so a lot of credit has to go to the fan base or the fans that were there. Got to give a lot of credit to them. Tyrann Mathieu balled out, man. Got to talk about Tyrann Mathieu real quick, man, because again, Honey Badger, one of my favorite players, he balled out today, man. He showed up, man. He was, again, he's a hybrid. He was a guy he's an in-box safety, but he can play at the nickel position. He can cover your slot corner. You can pretty much play him anywhere, and he'll show up. The Honey Badger was all over the place, man. Chris Jones, shout out to Chris Jones. Great game by him. Again, he's not going to show up a lot in the stat sheet, but he's a guy that's going to make an impact in the trenches. Frank Clark, clutch sack on Ryan Tannehill towards the end of the game. This one guy, I don't know how to pronounce his name, had 2 sacks. Shout out to him. He did a phenomenal job. He showed up. He balled. Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's the best quarterback in the league, man. I mean, that's just simple as that. I mean, I really don't have to say too much about him. He's the best quarterback in the league. For those who are saying Lamar Jackson or Aaron Rodgers or Jimmy Garoppolo or whoever, no. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in football. He proved it tonight, man. He put this team on his shoulders, man. Led his team in rushing with 70 yards. You saw what he was able to do in the air. He balled out. Again, Sammy Watkins. He helped Sammy Watkins do what he did. You saw Tyreek Hill made some plays. You saw Mecole Hardman, what he was able to do in the return game, right? Had a big return that it didn't change the complexion of the game, but it brought impact, like he did against the Houston Texans last week. This, again, I can go on about the Chiefs personnel and the coaching staff. This team overall, just as a complete unit, they balled out. They played as one unit, and they're going to the Super Bowl. Tennessee, you guys have nothing to hang your heads on. You guys had a phenomenal season. No one expected you to explode myself. I never expected you to reach this point, but you did. You reached the conference championship. You were this close of going to Miami, but you guys got a great coaching staff. Mike Vrabel is the guy. You need to pay Derrick Henry. He had a bad game. He didn't have the greatest game in the world. He had 69 yards. You got to give a lot of credit to Kansas City and their coaching staff for having a game plan, literally adjust for Derrick Henry during the game and really try to take those running lanes away. And for the most part, forcing Tannehill to throw the football. Because I think that's ultimately what happened. They forced Tannehill to throw the football. They did not allow Derrick Henry to really get going as much in this game like we saw the last couple of weeks. So, got to give a huge shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs, their personnel, the coaching staff. So, Tennessee, no fault here. You guys did great. Tannehill, whether if he's your franchise quarterback or not, we'll see about it. But you guys got a young football team on the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball. You still need some pieces here and there, but you guys are not that far off for potentially competing for a championship. So, yeah, Tennessee, just congratulations for a wonderful season. But Kansas City, you guys are going back to the Super Bowl, man. You guys are going back there after all the absolute BS that you guys have been through, man. Whether if it was to Tom Brady or whether if it was to, whether if it was a divisional championship, the wild card, conference championship play, you guys haven't gotten the job done, but you guys finally did it. You guys are going to Miami. And whether if you're going to be playing San Francisco or Green Bay, that's something that we're going to find out. But, man, Kansas City, you guys are going back there. And you guys got one more game to go, and then you guys will be champions. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for you guys today. Or at least right now. I'll be back during the Green Bay 49ers post-game and give you guys my analysis and thought on that. But besides that, yeah, once again, congratulations to both the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tennessee Titans for having a wonderful season. One season is done. The other one is still going on. But you guys have wonderful seasons, and we can expect these two potentially back here again. So anyway, that's all I got. If you guys liked the video, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It really helps out the channel a lot. And that's all I got for you guys today. This is Gen716. I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Peace. I'm out.